the essential business lessons from Lemuria that you can apply to your online business if you are an awakening conscious entrepreneur desiring to 10x or more your income, influence, and impact this year. Welcome, beloved, to today's episode of the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show. I am your host, your coach, and your fellow soul brother on this amazing journey in the earth realm, Spencer Madden, founder, New Earth Business Coaching, and our Golden Age Entrepreneur Movement. We are the ones awakening humanity through our transformative programs, products, and offers, bringing our genius, our medicine, our gifts, our talents, and our heart to this world, ending the mass dystopian, patriarchal, business energetic, once and for all, moment by moment, serving client by client. If you're excited, I'm excited. Let's jump into this. So, Lemuria, if you've been at all in the new age, spiritual, galactic, matrix piercing, energetic, you'll likely have heard of Lemuria. Now, I'm not going to go on and on about all of the details of Lemuria. I've done that before in different podcasts at different times on my journey. And you can probably find those on the internet if you dig around and you put Spencer Madden and Lemuria in Google. If it hasn't been censored out, they don't really like us talking about Lemuria, but I'm going to give you the high level snapshot, and then we're going to focus in on Lemuria and business, and then we're going to talk about how you can apply this to your conscious awakening business. You as the New Earth CEO, you as this visionary who's here to help transform humanity, creating $1 million movements, and how Lemuria and the studying and the application and implementation of these Lemurian business lessons can really help us take everything to the next level. Lemuria was a place by some definitions. However, I'm going to simplify this for you because there can be a lot of differing opinions. The Lemurians were the most benevolent race of humanoids, aka souls who've incarnated in the earth realm, that I would that achieved the highest spiritual state that a civilization has obtained while in a human-like body in the earth realm. They had over 50,000 years of incredible peace and ease and flow, and their spiritual gifts, their mental, physical, emotional states, what they could do in a human body was incredible. These are the long lost spiritual gifts of clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, all the clairs, the ability to move things with your mind, psychic powers, remote viewing, all of these things. They were really developed by Lemuria and perfected, and as all things are cyclical in this earth realm, naturally they had their rise, their massive glorious years, and we'll get to the business glory, and then they had their fall, which literally has arrived at us now in 2024 as humans. Remember, we are the descendants of Lemurians. It's undeniable. The matrix system, the control traps, will do everything they can to tell you that you're not derived from Lemuria, but everyone is derived from Lemuria and Atlantis and Tartaria for that matter, but most of it goes back to Lemuria. Now, during the height of Lemurian civilization on the continent of Mu, remember, sometimes we say Lemuria is the continent of Mu, and Mu was a massive continent that was in what we call the modern day Pacific Ocean, with the remnants being Polynesia and Hawaii. Now, Hawaii was essentially the tallest volcanic peaks on the entire continent of Mu. That's why when the continent of Mu sunk, cataclysmic meltdown of varying proportions. We're not going to go into the mechanics of that. That's beyond the scope of this, but it was quite a cataclysmic event. And Hawaii is what remains of it today. During the height of Lemuria, they have perfected opening their heart space. And this is what is happening with Golden Age entrepreneurship right now is We are opening our hearts and realizing that our mission in today, 2024 and forward, as a golden age entrepreneur is to bring forth our genius and our gifts and our soul mission, our service to the world through the expression of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not about it's not about getting, it's not about receiving. It is about service. It's about what can you give. And then there's a medium of sacred reciprocity that we call money. You exchange time for money, or you scale a business and someone comes in and pays you for your knowledge or your products. Absolutely. But fundamentally, golden age entrepreneurs know that that money piece, that scaling piece, is a byproduct of embodiment of our genius, of our gifts, of our uniqueness. And the Lemurians perfected this. So you can, in a sense, every time that you choose to be in your genius and not do things in your business that don't support that genius, or that take away from that genius, where you spend times in zones of incompetence and zones of competence, when you don't architect your business that is so that that genius is where you're spending all of your time, if not the majority of it, then business can get challenging. It can feel hard. You can get to $50,000 recurring revenue in a month and just not really be absolutely in love with your business, because you're not fully in your genius and letting that energy flow out of you more and more and more. Now, the Lemurians figured this out. So everybody who was an entrepreneur was in their genius. If you were a trader, if you were a creator of a technology, if you were a musician, if you were at all involved in what they called sacred commerce, similar to our recent episode that you can go back and listen to about the Alpha Centauri nation from the Alpha Centauri star system, the Lemurians are in that same sacred commerce energy. Hey, I'm creating this beautiful product, or I'm helping you, I'm guiding you as a priest or a temple because I'm here to serve, and naturally the abundance of being in that service frequency will resonate back to me. Universal law takes over, everyone's taken care of. And when you have the vast majority of your civilization in that energy, well, there's no strife, there's no competition, there's no lust, there's no greed, there's no ripping off, there's no dog eat dog, there's no climbing over, there's no lack, there's no scarcity. Notice all those words I just said? That's the patriarchal business system that we have overlaid right now. And I'm here as a golden age entrepreneur, as your fellow brother on this journey, as your coach and your mentor and your supporter, to say, hey, when we start with the genius and we build our business around that and we architect our systems to create that, and we have a beautiful vertical offer stack that doesn't take away all your time, and you move to being a CEO and your genius of $1 million movement with amazing offer suites and amazing soulmate clients, instead of an overpaid CEO or an overpaid employee in your business, then you're calling forth that Lemurian energy. Remember, Lemuria's number one, prioritize their genius. If you're not creating a business in your genius, I honestly say, what's the point? You'll probably tell me it's money, and I'll say, okay, great. How do you feel about that? You're probably not feeling super lit up, because you're here for us bringing your soul mission forward and having a business coming through that. And so they always started with genius. They always started with gifts. What are you so naturally good at and talented at that you could just do all day and people would absolutely love it? Well, let's make sure we build that business around it. Let's make sure your social content, your strategies are built around that. That way we can leverage universal law, that your actual energetics of your business will be higher. People will be attracted to it more and more and more. There is also a huge giving component, right? So this is when it comes to your social content, your freebies, you want to provide massive value. This is 101, right? Every single business coach will tell you provide massive value. And I'm here to say you still have to provide massive value and make it hyper relevant to your soulmate client. Now remember, Lemurians were experts at that. They knew who they were here to serve, and they served, for lack of a better word, the shit out of them. And in return, they received so much. They also prioritized their self-care, their spiritual, mental, emotional, physical states above their business. They knew that when they were in the heart space and when they were feeling good in their body and they were enlivened and they were connected to the divine and they were out in nature and they were grounded, their literal abilities to create within their businesses and through their sacred commerce avenues was unstoppable. and they would take the time to rest. They take the time to go into sweat lodges every 7 days. They worked on a 13 moon calendar similar to the Mayans. In fact, the calendar the Mayans used came from Mu, which was where the Lemurians lived, their homeland. And the women there, their cycles were fully synced up to the full moon, and there was the 7 day red tent ceremony. And during that time, all commerce actually stopped. The men went to sweat lodges and sweated for 7 days straight, very intensive process. The young men and women would be watching the young babies and stuff like that. And that's a big reason why there was no war for 50,000 years in Lemuria, because the men were able to get their warrior energy out and mastered and created in the powerful 7 day sweats during that time of the red tent celebrating the divine feminine. So it was very powerful. And the point I'm making here is they took 1 week off every single month to not do any business, not to talk business, nothing. And there was so much abundance from them, their focus and being in their gifts. The other 3 weeks of the month, well, there was just abundance everywhere. There was food everywhere. There was just beautiful people, beautiful art, absolutely everywhere. And they also didn't focus on materialism. One of the big problems with entrepreneurship nowadays, people are doing it just for the money and to have a house and to be an influencer, have that status, all that great stuff, which is awesome, right? That stuff is great. But what if it was just about the genius? What if it was about pure service and pure bringing through who you are, knowing that the money byproduct, peace, the time for you to peace, was a product of being in your genius? How great would you feel? And they mastered that. And it's so beautiful to tune in and feel that energy. And where there was so much gift giving, there was so much over delivering. People had sacred boundaries. If someone couldn't do a business deal, they wouldn't say, "Hey, I'm going to," when someone came to them and say, "Hey, can I come into the temple and go do this and that?" Like, if it wasn't in resonance for that person, who was conducting the sacred commerce and had the business, they would literally say, "No, sorry, brother, now is not the time. Here is why, but I'd love to invite you into this," right? We can take lessons from that into our coaching, healing, consulting, online product-based businesses very, very well. Don't take on clients when maybe you need to spend more time resting that 1 month or that 1 week of the month. There's a lot we can learn from Lemuria. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to do a future Lemurian episode. So if you're loving this on the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show, I would love for you to hit subscribe on the podcast platform that you're listening to right now. Leave a 5-star review if this is in resonance. That really helps us get the Golden Age Entrepreneur movement out to the masses. The movement is we are coming together, conscious awakening entrepreneurs who are piercing the matrix, who are coming into our knowingness that we are these everlasting souls having a beautiful moment, a beautiful experience in this earth plane. And we're choosing the path of entrepreneurship to evolve us from the suffering and the pain and dystopian nature of what has been allowed to be created on this earth realm, and using the power of entrepreneurship and our gifts and our uniqueness and our service to transform humanity, to literally create ripples of impacts across the globe. And when we come together and we do this en masse, well, guess what? The Great Awakening is here. The long prophesied Golden Dawn is here, and we're going to rise together. So a lot of amazingness coming into this planet. Don't get caught up in the dystopian narrative that's out there. Bring yourself back to your heart space. That's what a Lemurian would do. That's what your ancestors is. Put your hands on your heart. Breathe. Feel that genius. Feel that God source creator spark in that center of your chest. They call it the infinity spark. The Lemurians called that the infinity spark. Feel that and just know that you are infinitely capable of scaling your business, your movement, your vision to wherever you would like to take, where you would like it to go. The Lemurians know it, I know it, and you know it. If you want support on this journey, reach out to me, www.newearth.business, not .com.business, www.newearth.business, or reach out to me on social media, same thing, newearth.business. That's a period, newearth.business. You could send me a message there if you want to blast over a voice note. I love talking with all of you Golden Age entrepreneurs, and I can let you know about my high proximity programs, my one-on-one, my masterminds, where when you come in, we are going to re-engineer, re-architect, and reimagine your established business into a $1 million movement full of ride or die soulmate clients who are spreading your message, giving you testimonials, having amazing results, and continuing to purchase your products no matter what happens during this big evolutionary shift that we are going through. If you want to be one of those people inside New York Business Coaching, reach out to me. We'll have a conversation. We'll see if you're a fit and we will flow from there. And as always, 365 days a year, the Golden Age Entrepreneurship Show. I'm bringing you consciousness, leadership, and New Earth business tips, tools, and strategies to scale your business with ease and flow. Bring your medicine forward like never before. I will see you tomorrow, beloved. Have a great rest of your day. Spence, founder of New Earth Business Coaching, signing out now. I'll see you tomorrow.